Hello, hello, everybody. Happy Sunday. Let me just get my other screen up and running, and we'll be good to go. Hope you are warm and toasty wherever you are, because it's a wee bit chilly here in Medicine Hat. Here we are. All right. Happy Sunday. We're going to build a snowman. Hope you got something warm and toasty in your hand. Made myself some apple cider. Cheers. Excuse my Slurpee. So good. All right. Come on in and say hello. I'd love to hear where you're viewing from today. And hi, Deanna. And we're going to get started in about a minute or so. Just wanted to let you know that I'm giving away a card and a stamp set today. So all you have to do to win is to comment. And I have this to send to you. So one lucky person who comments today during the live is going to win this stamp set. Yippee! Because you can never have enough Christmas sentiments, right? Missouri! What's the weather like for you, Deanna? I think we're close to 0. So what would that be for you guys? I'm not sure. And we are 0 degrees Celsius. Hi, Sienna. Welcome, welcome. All right. Today we are going to be playing with this super cute memory box die, and it's called Little Bundled Snowman. And it is a die set that 32 degrees. Thank you, Sienna. I knew it was somewhere around 30 something. Yes, we're going to make some awful cute snowmen today. So this set is by Memory Box, and it's actually a really neat set. It has a number of dies, and they've done a brilliant thing here. Somebody was thinking when they designed this. Hi, Carol. In the 30s. Yeah, burr. Expecting snow. Yeah, I hear ya. 'Tis the season, right? So whoever's designed this die had their brain plugged in, because all the scarf parts are one die. Then there's 3 body parts for a snowman, and then the hat aspect is one die. And then all the little itty bitties. So the carrot nose, his stick arms, the brim to his hat, the pom-pom for his hat. And this is actually part of the brim to his hat. So somebody has been really good and designed this so it's so much easier to put through your die machine, because you're putting through it once with one color, and it just makes your assembly so much easier. All right. So I love snowmen because not only are they Christmassy, but they're wintry. So if you have somebody who has a winter birthday, totally go snowman. It doesn't have to be necessarily for Christmas or holiday cards. So I kind of played around because I couldn't help myself. So this is our darling little snowman, but he's made with plaid papers. I couldn't resist just playing around. So his body is made up of 3 different layers. It's to make him look 3-dimensional. Okay. So I actually used 2 different plaids, but I like the one with the orangey stripe because I brought out the orange in his carrot nose. And then, of course, I mean, super cute scarf and hat, right? Yeah, super cute. Okay, so that one I made with plaid pattern papers. This little fella is actually made with glitter cardstock. And all of these glitter cardstock, so this is a white one, and this is really hard to get on camera, but it actually is glittery. And so is the purple, and so is the silver. And he's all built out of those glitter papers. I even took my Copic marker and colored up his body parts in the back there just to give him a little bit of shading. So that's an option. And then, of course, you can cut them out of differently colored papers, right? Just colored cardstock. This little guy is cut all out of white, and he is Copic colored for his layers. So his hat's a little bit different red than his scarf. And then his scarf has different red layers to build up that contrast and give it dimension. So see that little piece on his hat? That's part of the die set too. So everything that you need is included except for that tag, but you can make your own tags. Okay, so hi Lisa, hi Terry, hi Wanda, hi Beth. Thanks for joining me. Snow Lake's in the house. All right, so my question to you guys is, what would you like to work on today? Do you want to go pattern paper, glitter cardstock, or coloring? So if you want to put in the comment section, pattern paper, glitter cardstock, or coloring, then we'll go from that. And then you guys can maybe choose some colors and stuff like that. And we'll kind of make it your snowman today. So in the comments, yes, you can color glitter paper, especially with an alcohol marker. Not so much with a water-based marker, but definitely alcohol. So I have two glitter cardstock. 3, 4. Oh, you guys want to see glitter? All right. Sorry, as I take a drink there. Okay, glitter cardstock it is. So let me show you first. Let's move these guys off to the side. Okay. Sorry, little fellas. So this is the glitter cardstock that I'm using today. Okay, so it is Glittering Snowflakes Collection by Signature Collection. And this pack actually has 24 pieces, and it has a third of this, a third of that. Here, let me show you. So a third white glitter, a third silver glitter, and then a purple glitter. And I love the versatility of the white glitter because you can make it any color that you want. So Terry says, I've got the Tim Holtz twig and stump sitting on my table right now. I'm going to enjoy this video. Oh, perfect. Okay, so all 3 of these are in here, and I just happened to, I cut some smaller pieces so they fit on camera today. So we can kind of go happy town with this. And this die is so easy to use. I got stuff all over my glitter paper. That's not glitter, which is good. This stuff does not shed. I know there are some glitter papers out there on the market that when you touch them, you remove glitter. Well, these ones are fabulous because it's all embedded in the paper. So you do not ever have to worry about having a glittery face, because I have that problem. I had that problem yesterday, and I still have glitter stuck to my face today. Yeah, it's the herpes of the crafting world. Okay, so the one thing with glitter paper is low-tack tape does not like to stick to it. So you have to be patient. I'm just putting these down on our white glitter. And see, it doesn't like to stick. But if I keep them together, I think we can just tape. Sorry, I'm using all the pieces that I reuse. I stick them up above my camera here. Okay, we're going to stick the paper down. There we go. That solves the problem. I always cut facing up on my machine. I find I get a much better cut with my cutting blades of my dies facing up. Try this, because for years I did it the other way and couldn't figure out why I was having issues, and that's why. And I think it has to do with the fact that my bottom plate, see, I hardly ever use this. I did a whoops one day, so it does have one mark in it. But I cut into my bottom plate until I can cut no more into my bent plate. See, this one has lots of love. All right. What do I use to glue it together? Oh, good question, Sienna. So today I'm going to use Barely Arts Precision Craft Glue. This is the 4 ounce. Rhea does have this in the store. So I love this stuff because of its needle point. Now there's lots of different glues out there, and you use what you guys love. I use a wet glue for this just because if you have a layer that's not quite in position, it gives you a little bit of wiggle time. Okay, so there we have the 3 pieces of our snowman body. So now, do you guys want to do a purple scarf? Oh, goodness. Or would you like to do a white scarf and then we'll color it with alcohol markers? Because that's always an option. So scarf and hat. Do you want to do a non-purple or a purple? See, I got fuzzies like everywhere. This is just a good old white eraser. It comes in handy a lot. So let me know in the comments. White and color. Okay, Wanda. Because that's definitely an option. Because that's fun. Because it means you can customize color. So we can do red scarf or green. White and color for Beth. Okay. Because again, this just gives you your versatility. So I'm going to cut out all of the scarf dies and all of the hat. And you know what? What the heck? We're going to do all his itty bitties too. Okay? So let's bring in our lovely cutting machine. Okay. So, you know what? I'm just going to fling it and wing it. Just going to make sure that they're not overlapping. Da-da-da-da. Put in my cardstock face down with the glitter side facing those cutting pieces. Okay, and away we go. I'm gonna, well, you know what? I just know I haven't probably cut all the way through, so I'm just gonna go all the way to the end. Booty fell. Okay, so now we have all of our little itty bitties, and I have like, I think it's sticky stuff from like other dyes and stuff stuck to my paper. It needs like a lint roller. It's so sad. Okay, so you just have to be really careful. This cardstock has a little bit of girth to him because of that glitter layer. It's a little bit thicker than your average, like 80 pound. This would probably be closer to, 130, 140 pound. So you just have to kind of pop them out nice and easily. So the next thing I want to know is, I'm going to do, let's do matching hat and matching scarf, but what color do you guys want it? I want to see a vote for color of your choice. We can go, you know, traditional kind of red. So I'm gonna leave our little itty bitties just left in so they don't walk on my desk. You know how things do that on your desk. They just kind of disappear. Okay. So this is how I store my black pieces of cardstock because I quite often use them for mats. So I'm just gonna pick a random stray piece out of my container here because we are going to back. Oh, you guys are getting good. Blue and purple. Okay. So what I need a tiny little piece to put behind his eyeballs, because if I glue him to his other body piece, his eyeballs will be white, and it's just easier to use a little piece of black cardstock to back it. So right now we have 1 vote blue and 1 vote purple. And today, just a reminder, where did I put it? I have a fabulous stamp set to give away, so one lucky commenter today during the live will receive a card and the stamp set from me. So keep the comments coming, guys. Okay, just glue in this little tiny piece I'll have black cardstock across his eyeballs, off the back of his eyeballs. This just saves having to locate thy eyeballs. See? Ta-da! Black eyes. So much easier. Yes, this is pretty fun. This would make a great sentiment on a card. Maybe some alcohol inks or something like that. Or I could put a couple of blooms or hollies tucked around it. It'd be a great card. Okay, so I need one more. Oh, we got blue. Thank you, Lisa. So, and Beth. Thank you. We will do blue. Awesome. Okay, so I'm going to start by layering his body because we need to put him together. So I'm not chasing 27 snowmen around my desk here. All right, so there's 3 layers. It's pretty obvious. Big on the bottom, then middle, then smallest. Now, you can always go back to your guide, okay? This will be your guide. God, stuff stuck everywhere today. So it just shows you that everything is kind of pushed to this edge, and where his body is kind of peeking out, that's what you want your layers to look like, okay? And I'm trying to defuzzify them as we go here. It's horrible. I don't even know where it's all coming from. I think it might be coming from my cutting plate. Okay, so this is the top layer. And we're just going to layer it into kind of like that neck part right there. Okay, squishy dude. Okay. Wanda. That's a good question. That's actually a question for Rhea. I am not 100% sure what she's doing with shipping on wet adhesive. So I was kind of hoping that she would come in today, but it doesn't look like she's here today. The best way to do it is to send her a PM on this account here and just ask her if she's shipping Barely Arts glue right now. Okay? Yeah. But that's a good question. Okay, blue. You know what? I want something kind of poppy. So let's go, and we need a couple of different colors here. So the other thing to do is to always kind of test out your markers. I just grabbed these two. This is a B16 and a B18. Is to just go to your scrap and make sure that you're good with the color that comes out. So that's awesome. You need a good contrast when you're doing these pieces. So the other thing, let's bring in, I always keep scraps of paper. So this is just a scrap of paper I have off to the side here. And we're going to put some temporary adhesive, and how you make this temporary is stick your arm to it. It just takes some of the stick out of it so that you can pull things off easily. So each part of the scarf has 2 layers. So you'll have a bottom layer, and then you'll have a top layer. And obviously, if you have to go back to your image again, absolutely do that. Here he is. Okay. And then you just kind of figure out from there. Hang on one second. I got a little bit of coating stuck in that crevice. So this is an upper part of the scarf. This is a lower part. This is a lower part, and I'm just separating them because it's going to make it easier to identify what color I have to color which one. Okay. We're going to do this part darker. This is part of his hat. So if you're wondering what the heck that is, that's part of his hat. Okay. So let's start with our darker marker, B18. And again, this can't be done with a water-soluble type marker. This has to be an alcohol marker because it will not stay on this paper if it's not alcohol-based. Because if it's water-based, it just slides right off and it doesn't stick at all. I'm trying to go down the edges too. not just like the upper surface. Trying to kind of wrap myself around so that all the edges are completely dark blue. There we go. I need the little sliver on his hat. There we go. Okay, switch to our lighter. Sorry I couldn't answer your question, Wanda. It's just I'm not 100% sure what Rhea is doing, so. Okay, so this is our lighter blue, our B16. And again, I'm going to do the same thing. And I've got stuff stuck. See? Oh, goodness. Okay. So you have to let these sit and dry for just a little bit because, like you just saw there, you can actually wipe the ink right off these things. This is a little piece of his scarf. Now, the nice thing about having a die like this is that you can kind of rearrange his scarf and point it and direct it in any way you want. If you wanted to put his scarf off the other side, you can absolutely do that. Or if you want it hanging off the other side, you can do that too. And you can manipulate his arms wherever his arms go and his carrot as well. No problem, Wanda. Okay, so let's let these sit for just a moment. Let's go back to our little fellas here. So we're going to keep the cuff of his hat white, but before I lose these pieces, this is a little, oops, little tiny itty bitty piece on the brim of his little hat here. So I'm just going to put it together so that it is together. And again, whoop, swing this around, and then you can just refer to your packaging again. And it just makes it look three-dimensional, that's all. I'm going to keep it white on white, just because it's way easier. Okay, so we still have to color his arms and his nose. So again, I'm just going to make a little patch of glue, and we're going to punch out his twiggies. Now these ones you have to be careful. Come on, I don't want a one-fingered twig. There's one. And again, you can manipulate where you put the twiggies too. Like if you want the bent twig on the other side of his body as opposed to where it is in the diagram, absolutely. That's the great thing about this kind of die. Okay, his carrot is so tiny. There. Okay, carrot nose. We're gonna go Y38. It's all full carrot colored. And then we'll see if my black sticks well enough. Sometimes I will go for a black cardstock for his twiggies. It's just easier. And again, I'm trying to get down in and around so I don't leave any white little edges. That's why I'm coloring it weirdly. Delicate details, yep. Okay, shall we start assembling our little fellows here? Okay, let's start with the large part of the scarf. So good old wet glue is your best friend for stuff like this because it gives you the wiggle room. Because if you don't have it in quite the right spot, you don't have to worry because your glue is going to allow you to slide it a little bit or stick it to your hand. Okay. So this one goes right over top, and I'm going to make it just a sliver underneath. That's not how the diagram shows it, but I like it that way because then it gives it a little bit of depth. Okay, we're going to do like the neck part of his scarf next. Tweezers can be a godsend. There we go. Little bit of glue. And again, you can go back to your diagram. There we go. There's layer 2 on that part. And then we have his hangy part of his scarf. And if you have glitter papers that are already like colored like this, absolutely do that. You don't necessarily have to do a white. You could do metallics. That would be really cool. Like a gold scarf and a gold hat or silver. Or... yeah, this is where you get to be creative. Okay, this is his hat. And we're going to glue this little baby together. Oh, come on, little fella. Tweezers are your best friend for this kind of work because things are teeny tiny. There we go. That looks great. Okay. Let's bring his body in here. And I have been gluing his hat on first. So it's going to only need glue kind of underneath that, the thickest part. I got a little tiny hair of fiber from the paper. So I tend to put his hat on first because I'm going to then put in the brim of the hat. And if you want to, watch this. Okay. So his brim goes, ta-da, let's put it the right way. I'm going to give it a tiny bit of color underneath. So this is a B41, really, really light blue. And I'm just going to give it a tiny little wisp of blue underneath. And the only reason I'm doing that is because his body is the same color as the brim. So I put a tiny bit of blue color. It just offsets it and makes that line more defined. And it looks like he's got a little bit of a shadow. Wow, I got fuzzies everywhere. So you don't lose the brim of the hat against his body. Now, you can bring in that B41. And you can do this even after you've put it together. Just do that back layer. Just add a little bit of depth to his body. And again, that you just use the same color so you reiterate that information to your brain. Okay, we're going to take out his super cute little tiny little pom-pom. See if I can keep this on my hand here. Tiny bit of glue. Good old tweezers. There. Haha. Okay. So let's put on the big part. Do you guys want to make it different than the picture? Do you want to do this way? So I can show you. Show you what happens. It's totally doesn't change it. It just makes it longer the other way. So we'll put his scarf on this way. So you just glue that piece to the back. And this is the piece that goes across his neck. And of course, you can change this up too. I want to show you guys that you can do that with this set. So it's almost kind of gone up there. Oh, and you know what? I should have put this down first. Oh, well. Okay. Yeah, it's coming together slowly. We will do it off this side of his body, though. But you could do it definitely off the other side. Okay, so we only have one more little thing. Oh, three more things. Let's do his little carrot before his carrot gets lost. Stay. Good boy. Okay. So you could position this anyway. I kind of like going up, sort of. You know, you don't want him to look like he's looking down with his carrot pointing down. Okay, these are his little stick figures. So Like I said, you can put them on either side. I mean, the direction is going to change. Let's put, yeah, I got to put the glue on the top. Ding dong. Hello. Okay, so we're putting his arm like such. So you could actually, on this guy, you can do 2 bent arms if you want to. Actually, why did I put glue on the underside? Wow, brain dead. I don't know if you guys can hear the barking in the background, but that's actually my son. Oh, fiddlesticks. Oh, fiddlesticks. Apparently he wants to be one-armed today. So, yeah, you can kind of put it in any position. So, I mean, look, this is how he's designed, right? But you can switch it up. I mean, his hat, you really can't, in the position of his eyeballs, but everything else you can play with pretty much. And he can still look like a snowman. Yeehaw! All right, let's bring in the tag backer here. I think these are great little tags here. These are Hampton Art ones. You get 25 of them in a package. They're only like $3.50 or something like that. Like super simple. Okay, so now we want to kind of decorate up our tag. So I kind of have this set off to the side today. This is a 6x6 stencil by Echo Park, and it is called Wintertime Sky Stencil. And I love this because this could be used sparingly, like in patches or like a polka dot. But definitely for snow, because who doesn't love snow? Okay, so I am going to add a tiny bit of adhesive to the back of my tag, just to hold it on my surface. Okay, I am going to tack this down a tiny little bit here, just to hold it so it doesn't move on me. And then I'm going to get a blue ink that will look good with this. And you guys know I love my Catherine Pooler, so I'm going to pick out Oh Boy. And a good old brush. So you can make this super subtle, or you could darken it and make it more bright. It's kind of however you think it would look with your snowman, snow lady, snow girl, whatever. You could find other dyes in your collection and, you know, put a little bow in her hair, or you could even give her a wig. Cut her a wig. Holy, Spencer is barking like a dog. Okay. There, it's like super subtle. I'm not even sure if you guys can see it on camera, but it is just kissed with a little bit of blue snow. Yeah, just kissed. So, and then you can put your little being anywhere on your tag, but you know what? Let's dress it up even more. Okay, you want to get rid of your adhesive? Just roll it up in a ball. Okay, so to make things match, you already have those blue colored Copics, so let's use them to our advantage. I am going to pull okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to mask off like the top of my tag. So I'm just going to go from like those little kind of cut corners across. That way I know this is straight. And this is where you can have fun. So I want to use the same colors that we used on his scarf. And you could go super creative or simple. I want to kind of make like a striped plaid. You can definitely use a ruler for this. You don't have to freehand it. I'm going to sort of freehand here and hope the heck that it looks okay. We're going to make stripes in one direction. Whee! Trying to make them as evenly spaced as I kind of can. That's not bad. It's not perfect, but it's better than ugly. Okay, so we have our B18. Let's see. Let's make our stripes this way a little bit thicker. This is the hard part, is getting them, when you want them to be perpendicular to one another. I kind of have to get my head in here a little bit. So we're making our own plaid. Because why not, right? And I'm going right over those little teeny, tiny snowflakes. Oh, apparently I'm getting thicker and thicker. You know what? That's okay. Because we can do that as a pattern. So I'll just try and mimic this thickness. Because you can fix it on the fly, right? Okay, I'm trying to go all the way down the edge of the tag too. Okay, I'm going to do a thinner one like that. And that's just the way our plaid is today, right? Okay, and then I'm going to go this width. Because I got to make it sort of look like it's supposed to do that instead of my screw up. Okay, this one's got to be fatter. Fatter. There we go. And then we're back to the medium thickness. See, you can be creative, right? Homemade plaid. Better than horrible. Yep, Gina K. Okay, we are going to reveal. It's not horrible. So that's how you can utilize your colors and make it matchy-matchy. Okay, and then you're going to take your... Oh, by the way, this little piece of tape is so that I don't lose the darn pin on my desk somewhere. Because it's so skinny that I know I would lose it if I didn't have something like funky on it. So yeah, that's why I have a little flag end. Then I can find my pin. Okay, so we're just going to hold that down just a tiny bit. There we go. So super, super, super simple tag. You could stamp to and from on here, or, you know, a little greeting, and then you could put the person's name, or you could say, for instance, if you have alphabet dies, you could put an S for Spencer, like I might do, or T for Todd, like my husband's name. So you can customize this at any point. Now, the other option too for the tag, and this one is a good example here, is that you can just take corresponding pattern paper. So you cut his scarf out of the green. Well, you can make this part green. So just slap on a piece of cardstock or your pattern paper, turn it over and trim it like such, and then just use like a crocodile or a paper punch and just repunch that hole. Okay, so you can customize the top of your tag to whatever design that you've done. This one I just colored with a Copic. So yeah, like super, super simple. And you could even make these into like little ornaments that you'd hang on the tree. Just make yourself a little loop of string, and then you have something to hang it on. You wouldn't even have to punch a hole. You could do that too. And you could have little snowmen that are all glittery, or made of, like, if you have gingham on your tree, I think that would be kind of cool. Whatever kind of pattern papers, you could do this out of alcohol, inked paper. I mean, the sky is the limit. Do you put pattern paper over the cardstock for scarves and such? Your best bet is just to cut it right out of your pattern paper, Terry. Yeah, so for instance, let me show you here. This is new to the store. This is Craft Consortium. This is tartans. This is where I got the paper for this set. Now, I don't know about you, but I love plaids. So this paper pack has some amazing Burberry, different tartans, closer to like a buffalo plaid, things like that. This is so cool. So what you do is just take your die and cut it out of the paper. Let's see, some other examples might be, this is another one that would be kind of cool. This is another craft consortium. This is called Ink Drop Rose, and they have a variety of different colors, but it's supposed to mimic alcohol inked paper. And I think it would be really cool to do scarves and hats out of this. I mean, look at that. Can you imagine putting some of that detail on his hat? I mean, pinks, roses, like bright pinks to purples. You could have so much fun with pattern paper and just making scarves and hats. Yeah, because you're layering it too, so that scarf and hat die, because you have multiple layers, when you add even thinner papers together, you're going to add up the thickness. So it's going to become a little bit more stable. Now you definitely, if you think that your paper is a little bit too flimsy, you could put like a cardstock layer underneath for sure. But I mean, try ultimately just cutting it from your pattern paper and just see what it does. Because you can always back it, right? You could always put a heavier duty cardstock on it. But I mean, this one is so cute. You can have so much fun. I could even see people doing this with their kids. Maybe a little bit older, not so much younger, but I think it would be a fun thing to do with your kids. Get them all to make their tags and pick out the paper for their hats, or customize it to your wrapping paper. You could actually cut this out of the same wrapping paper that you have. So if you bought blue paper with white snowflakes on it, you could use your wrapping paper to cut out this so they would match your wrapping paper. Wouldn't that be cool? So yeah, if you guys are looking for great dies, Memory Box is very good at having really creative dies that are at a great price point. So if you're newer to the crafting world, this is a good company to check out. I also wanted to tell you guys that there's a sale going on in the store right now, and Rhea has inks, like 95% of the inks that are in the store, she has them on sale this weekend. So that includes Copics, ink pads. There's a couple of tools that are on sale too, so they're 20% off till midnight tonight Eastern Standard Time. So if you're in need of a few Copic colors or refills, or you're looking for to try out some new ink pads, you know, like Memento, or you need a StazOn for doing some of your acrylic work, it's a good time to hit up the store, because everything is 20% off right now. So it's a great, great bargain. But yeah, so I just thought I'd share this cute little die because he's just too darling. So don't forget, I'm doing a giveaway. Anybody that has commented on the live today is eligible for this stamp set. This is a really cool one by Hero Arts. It is called Hero Greetings, Merry Christmas. And just to let you know kind of what size this is, this definitely would fit on an A2 size card. So it's approximately just under 3 inches by about almost 3.5 inches. And it would make a great front to your card. Make great embossing too. So just wanted to say thank you so much for joining me this Sunday. If there's anything that you guys ever want to see, leave a comment in the video and just let me know if there's a product that you would like to see us use, because I would be more than happy to do that for you guys. Until next Sunday, loving all the Hero Arts sentiments, Wanda says. Haven't seen a font I don't like in the ones, yeah, I know, they're pretty, aren't they? It's such a nice font. make a great and easy way to do your cards too. Even you could do this even on the inside of your card too. Yeah. So join me again next Sunday, and I will see you guys soon. I will put the winner's name in the comment section. So if you have a little highlight that comes up and says that your name has been picked, then you're my winner. So thanks again, and I'll see you guys next Sunday. Bye, guys.